Hey everybody, welcome back. We are here to kiki and spill the tea on Canada's Drag Race,
Work.
Season 1, Episode 7, entitled, titled, what was it? Miss Loose Jaw.
Miss Loose Jaw.
Nick who?
That was the name of the.
So,
that was the name of it.
Yeah.
just to recap real quick, just to let you know right now, spoilers. If you don't want to be spoiled, turn away now and come back later.
No.
But just a little recap. Boa went home in episode 6. Our guest host for this episode is singer Ali X, who is a Canadian singer who's very big in the drag scene. We find out that there is no mini challenge. We are going right into our main challenge for this episode. Our main challenge is pageant improv. So not only do we get we get RuPaul's first pageant history, not to mention the first one for Canada, obviously. But then we get to do it as improv as well. So they're all given characters. And since Rita had won the last challenge previously, Rita got to hand out who would get which character.
Yeah, this wasn't a pageant per se. This was a pageant by name of comedy. It was a comedy.
It was a comedy routine.
They were just dressed up like different attitudes of pageant girls. I was all excited when they said they were going to do a pageant. I was like, yes, that's what we need.
Hey, we
Please.
need a pageant. But no.
But it was fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was. And our runway look was beauty queen looks. So obviously with the combination of those two is where we get our winner. With the runway looks, do you want to discuss the runway looks a little bit?
We're doing runway, or we're going to talk about the challenge?
Well, I'm sorry, I skipped over to go to the challenge.
For the comedy hour.
It's like, wait, no, you're going too far.
We're going in already. We just started. Somebody got it. Don, you got who did what?
Huh? Yeah.
Oh, who was Miss what?
Yeah.
What? Let's see. Do I have it?
Yeah. So we can talk about it, what they did. Was I couldn't write it down this week. Sorry, guys. Work. We didn't work.
I was not able to write it down. I thought I did.
Missed something. We had miserable, so miserable. We had misfits, like misfits.
Right.
We had who was it? I'm trying to remember all of them. They were all missed something, and it related to the character they were given.
Yeah, it was a personality trait basically. And well, some highlights we got. Jimbo in a highlight was this real raunchy, over-sexualized. I didn't write down the name, Miss Whatever. Everything was about sex, about being the biggest, whore you could be, whatever. So it was very
Gazongas.
Yeah,
sucking on the mic.
And we're gonna talk about Jimbo in a minute, but that was, his timing was great. He played the character straight through in that character, but it's very easy. I mean, that's an easy character to do. So I felt that it was a little simple in Jimbo's wheelhouse, and then to not do so well as in the whole week. We'll talk about Jimbo. Anyway, Lemon and Scarlett, who were the top two. Lemon did what?
She was
Lemon was Misfits, I believe.
Fit.
And did all the exercising.
And you had the big hair and did the mime.
Yeah.
The mime improv for the talent competition, and
had
this weird southern accent.
Okay, yeah. At that point, I was listening to it. Yeah, and then Scarlett.
What didn't she? Didn't she?
Scarlett.
Scarlett did the bongos, didn't she?
Well, she did. Yeah, her talent portion was the bongos. She was this her character was, I think it was a little off from what she was given. She played her character well. They were supposed to take this character and put some of themselves into it.
Yeah.
And I just feel like I think a lot of the girls took it too literal and didn't apply enough of themselves into these characters. Scarlett had the long red
Okay.
wig.
Yeah.
I can talk now.
Yeah.
And just very like, haha, okay, like, yeah, hashtag,
Yeah.
like, yeah. And I don't even want to say millennial because it wasn't that. It was.
It wasn't. It was more.
So it was her runway that put her.
It was more, to me, it was more like an 80s thing.
Kind of. It was just, it was more of that ditzy airhead, like,
The ditzy airhead
From what
thing.
I got from Priyanka's performance, I thought it was hilarious.
yeah.
I love Priyanka's performance.
I don't know. I guess I feel different about that. I didn't find it as hilarious as you did. I kind of found it.
Yeah, I thought it was stale. I think that's the best word I can use for it. It was stale. There wasn't much to it. It was the same thing each round with each.
Just the baby thing. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was dealing with Boga at the time. I only saw about a third of the competition.
And I didn't see Priyanka in this performance.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the delivery of the baby, and I was like, wow.
And Priyanka was misdemeanor.
Misdemeanor was what hers was. Yeah.
Right. And just a little throw out there to my girl Debbie. The first thing I thought when they said misdemeanor was Missy Elliott, and then I think Priyanka may have too, and that's why we got the character we did.
Yeah.
Excuse me, because Priyanka was very playing into that type of culture, I guess. Like the misdemeanor, like I got crimes on me.
Yeah, I didn't like that performance. I didn't like her performance.
I thought she was saying, I heard as I was listening to it, when they were assigned, I thought she was saying something about, she took the word mean. She said, oh, I could be mean. Or was that somebody else?
No, it may have been. And that's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying with all of them. I feel like other than with a couple exceptions,
Yeah.
The girls took it way too literal with the character they were given and the title of the character they were given.
Well, Liana went a totally different direction.
Who did?
Liana. She did that whole.
You mean Ilona?
You know, I mean, you hate me, that kind of thing.
No,
the miserable. Well, and that her name was Miserable, but then they were each given like a character trait of this title, and like the judges pointed out, she started out well with it.
Yeah, she did.
But it wasn't funny after that. It was like a one-trick pony. It was just, you're a miserable, angsty teen. Okay, move on. We've seen it.
Right.
Gotcha.
It was giving me very Kelly Osbourne vibes. Did you guys get that?
Yeah,
like young Kelly Osbourne, like MTV, the Osbourne era.
Mm-hmm.
That was really what I was getting from Ilona was a Kelly Osbourne kind of vibe.
Gotcha.
I mean, you know, hashtag Kelly Osbourne, no qualms with her, but it was just very much that angsty teen and like, you know, I'm just gonna rebel and act out, and then even some of the looks and the mannerisms were very much the same.
Gotcha. So we get into kind of some post show. We get the runway. So let's talk runway first, and then there's some talk afterwards. So
yeah.
Well, wait a minute. We haven't talked about the whole Scarlett issue again. It keeps arising. These girls just don't like her. There's some sort of intimidation factor, and I can see why she's rubbing people the wrong way. So her behavior that they're showing on the show must be 10 times worse than it is from the edit of what we're seeing, because they really just don't like her. But she seems really self-deprecating.
Attitude and very
self-deprecating.
snappy.
She feels that she's on top of the game, but nobody appreciates it, and so that would get old.
And I'm
too.
sorry, if you're on top of your game, why have you not won a challenge?
You know what? You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of Chanel season 1, when Chanel pulled that same kind of a stunt. Basically, I want to vote myself out because you guys don't appreciate me, kind of thing. It seems to be the path like Scarlett's kind of going down.
Yeah.
And it's a shame because in the episode, they were talking about how much they were liking her.
Well, here's the thing. I have a feeling it's going to end up biting her. She keeps acting like that.
I have a feeling they're setting her up to be.
They're
finally,
setting it up because she's not. No, I don't think she's going to last much longer.
It's going to be a war.
There is much better talent.
Yeah, I agree.
And attitudes. And remember, they don't always go just on looks and talent. It's not just like a pageant. Like we had tonight, a lot of times it's that attitude. And Scarlett has gotten snippy at the judges in the past, snippy with the contestants for no reason. So you never know when somebody's time is up.
She's the type that needs to be coddled. She needs to be reassured. She needs to be told over and over and over to boost her self-esteem. That's already in her own mind. It's like fuel that she's got this certain level in her head. She's got to constantly have it fueled.
Yeah.
And she doesn't need to do that. She's talented enough.
Right.
Yeah. But you're right. Good talent comes with a good attitude. So Lemon,
we get. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Lemon. We just didn't talk about her yet. Because she won. So I was seeing what she did in the challenge.
Well, we didn't talk about the runway yet. We said what Lemon did.
Yeah. Was Lemon's character more? Her win was about the runway.
Overall, Lemon was just funny in general.
I didn't see her comedy.
That was the mime thing.
Yeah.
The mime. Okay. Okay.
The mime. She did really.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch it because I really saw like 4 different little blurbs of performances. So the runway. So we get to the runway. It's pageant. It's gown pageant, whatever. I don't know if they added something to it, but from what I saw, the theme is pageant, right?
No, it was beauty queen looks.
Okay, so that explains Lemon's outfit. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, because like they said, they didn't say what kind of pageant. They just said pageant.
That's all they said.
I thought it was a risky move, but it was brilliant.
I know.
Yeah, she did a
nobody else was doing it. She knew that.
And she did a Honey Boo Boo kids pageant.
Honey Boo Boo, Jean Benet.
Yeah.
Yep. And she pulled it off.
She, as she called it when she came out, 5-year-old beauty pageant queen.
And everybody else either looked like a finalist performance on Drag Race or going to the prom. That's about the extent of it.
Mm-hmm. Very
Right?
true.
No, you there?
Yeah. Sorry.
You're getting frozen.
It's like, wait, we lost her.
I'm here.
You got Bobo in some overproduced dress, had like all these beads coming from his eyes, like tears, and it was strange.
Are you talking about Jimbo?
That was Jimbo.
Jimbo. But Scarlett, you had her in some really, like
Scarlett looked amazing. Let's talk about Scarlett Bobo's look, okay?
Yeah, it was gorgeous.
As soon as Scarlett came out, I said, "Oh my God!" It's like a throwback to that Hollywood glamour era, but it was very giving me Cruella de Vil vibes especially then when she took off the mink off of her shoulder and just exposed the tattoos. Like it was very much like I was telling Dawn, a young Cruella de Vil. If we had an origin story for Cruella de Vil and she was a Hollywood maven and that's why she became bitter and then started stealing dogs for her furs. It was, I pictured this whole story as soon as I saw this outfit, and she looked amazing. It was beautiful.
It fit like a glove. It fit.
This is something that you would want to wear to a fancy event, whether
Yeah.
it's a red carpet event or a ball of some sort. Like, this is an outfit you would want to wear for sure.
Priyanka wore some sort of Indian-inspired Bollywood type look.
Very, as she said, it was very Princess Jasmine-esque, which I agree with. I thought the dress was beautiful.
The hair,
the hair was really giving me like doo-wop girl group vibes, like the Supremes in their days.
I thought her dress a high school person could pull off. It looked like
I think had the makeup and the hair been different, I think that whole look would have been
so much
different.
Priyanka, or not Priyanka, Leona wore.
Yeah, Ilona wore like as like the chandelier on top type of thing, dripping in jewels. And the silhouette was beautiful on her. It was beautiful, but it was very plain from the waist down.
Yeah. And then
there
we had
were jewels on top. The neck piece just kind of swallowed her neck. You didn't see her neck. The choker was way too big. And like they pointed out, the earrings, had she taken off the bottom big piece, you would have seen more of her neck and it would have looked great. But it wasn't that. It was memorable, but not over some of the other ones.
I was just thinking, this is an interesting social experiment. I was just thinking about, we've sat here for 16, 17 minutes the show's going on, and we've not mentioned Rita once. So Rita's really
we have
kind of faded into the background.
No, we mentioned Rita once, but no, Rita, I agree though. Rita is very much falling into the background. And a little bit about Rita's runway look.
I loved it.
Rita's routine was kind of funny. It wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad.
But it wasn't memorable, like you just said.
Yeah.
Whereas now Rita, I want to talk about Rita's runway look. The dress was stunning.
I loved it. It was one of my favorites of the night.
Very glamorous. The heart cut. It was almost like the heart. So a sweetheart cut is what it's called. That's what it's called. And now, let me just say, Rita chose to go with a short, cropped, like salt and pepper, uneven, like wet look, slick back, partly, but partly dry. I loved it. I thought it looked great. It looked like, I know I'm gorgeous, but I woke up this way. Right. That's what it made me think. It made me think glamour. It made me think about the fashion that is big now and the trends that are big now mixed with glamour.
It reminded me of like the attitude of like a Pink or Joan Jett. You know, somebody who's got a lot of spunk, but still wants to dress like a lady, but then turn the thing.
Funny you say that. I could see a little bit of a Pink look. If you look Rita the right way, I see Pink.
It might have been my favorite of the night. And then that goes into the discussion that happened backstage, because I was like,
I know.
Where in the hell did this come from? So basically what I'm keep referring to.
We talk about Jimbo's look.
Jimbo's, yeah, we did, with the little beads and the jewels and
pink.
The pink, that dress was nuts.
Feathers everywhere.
It was just so all over the place and so overdone, and it was just a little shit on his face and whatever. But yeah, I'm really down on Jimbo now because of what happened backstage. So we get to the discussion when all the girls go backstage to untuck, and Jimbo is pissed because he's been doing so well, top of the game. Everybody was predicting him for to go all the way to the end. And I think he was thinking that in his own mind, like, oh, I'm on top of all this. And then they raked him over the coals during judging. They were like, you've disappointed us this week, blah, blah, blah. So he gets this attitude backstage when he starts talking about how disappointed he was with his critique. And Rita says something to him. I don't know what she said to him, but she was making some sort of comment that he either took wrong or responded wrong. He started just laying into her, like personal, not like about the joke.
I don't even think laying into is quite describing it, because it was bad. It was brutal for no reason.
And the fact that none of those other girls in that room stopped that.
Well,
if I was sitting in the
let me
room, I
just
would lost my
point
mind.
this out. You make a good point that none of the other girls stopped it, but then they started joining in.
I know.
Yeah.
And
I was
it's
like,
just
I was
There
like,
was
what
some
is
of them that
happening?
started saying, "Yeah, you with your Golden Girls, hair, and with it, it is a little too messy, or you do have these
Yeah.
little flyaways," and it's like,
Dry.
what happened to the sisterhood? Like right away for no reason, we're all attacking Rita. Like what the hell?
yeah.
And Priyanka even makes a point because all of this blew up as Priyanka was trying to tell her disappointment in her performance. That she was having her moment of just like kind of breakdown, and then Jimbo's got to divert the attention like that. But then when it turned into that bullying thing, I was so over it. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" The entire group of girls, all built up on
It
that
was
one
very
girl.
childish, very high schoolish, and it was not
Oh yeah,
sisterly. It was not sisterly.
Not at all.
It was not friendly,
it had
regardless
nothing to do with competition.
of
That
It
was
had
just
nothing
down.
to do with
it was
competition.
just straight mean girls.
It was gross. And so Jimbo can go home for all I care.
Yeah.
And then so now we got kind of a two-pronged pitting party. You got Pity Me Scarlett, who was pitting herself and wants everybody else to pity her. And then you got Rita now that's not pitting herself, but we should be. What the hell?
Well, okay. We still have a lot to get to.
Yeah.
Lemon's our winner for the overall pageant between the pageant improv and the runway. Lemon was our winner, which I think it should have gone to Lemon. I think between the two, Lemon did great. I think Lemon deserved it. Then we get to the lip sync because we find out our bottom two are Priyanka and Ilona. So our lip sync song is by our guest judge, Ali X. It's called Hello.
I love that song.
And the lip sync, I think I thought it went okay.
Oh, I thought it was great. Oh, let's talk about it for a second. This lip sync was so cool because they both took two completely different approaches to it. I thought Ilona's lip sync was better because her lip sync was on point. I mean, she was saying every single one of those words. It was in time. She was feeling the music. But then Priyanka comes out and she knew right when to grab the judge's attention. She was playing more like tough comedy, and it was because it was kind of like, oh no, I'm just lip syncing. I grabbed it, and it was like all the attention went to Priyanka, while Leon was over here doing this perfect lip sync. It was cool. It was really cool to watch.
Do you want to pull up my screen share real quick?
Priyanka's lip sync was a little distracting for me. But
Priyanka's? Yeah, because it was attention getting. It was I'm going to grab your attention. And so it was to have them both on stage doing two completely different techniques was a way to not appreciate either one of them. But if you watch them individually, just watching the one, you can appreciate them both. That's what I liked about this week's lip sync.
And then so between Priyanka and Ilona, we see that our Ilona shall sashay away.
We got a new little graphic.
Yeah, we do.
Just make it full screen.
It is full screen.
It is full screen.
No, make this thing all so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 5 girls left.
Yep, 5 left.
5
well,
left.
Hey, that means we got 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And I just want to mention real quick, I thought it was really cool that even though Ilona, yes, is very annoying, very cocky, Ilona was very confident in her sexuality, her choices, her drag. And I commend her for that because not a lot of these girls, guys, whatever you want to call them, that come on these shows exude that confidence, at least in themselves.
What I also like about
exude the confidence, it's seen, but it's not always felt. Like they don't always necessarily feel the way they're showing you.
What I like about Leona a lot is she's even real and confident, I guess you could say, about her shortcomings. She doesn't beat up on herself. She's like, I know I can't do that, but
But
it's
now,
okay.
is she a little mean to everybody, or a little harsh, a little brash? Yes, yes.
is.
Does she need to
She's
tone it
loud.
down a tad? Yes.
Mhm.
But with that being said, I liked the fact that before we even got into the competition, when they found out that a guest host was Ali X, Ilona was through the roof. A lot of the girls were, but Ilona was through the roof, and she's showing off tats. She's like, "Oh my God, look! I have some of her song lyrics
And
tattooed
I
on
should have thought she's going
that's
home.
because of her." And then
No
after
fault.
she lost, she got a special backstage chit chat and hug from Ali X. And I thought that was great, because even if that happened, that's not something the show had to show us.
No.
That's like cutting edge cutting room floor material. And so it was nice for us to see that, because it was, and like she said, she's like, I don't need a crown. She's like, that was all worth it. She's like, I got to hug Ali X.
I know that was sweet.
And that meant so much to her. Not that we know the crown wouldn't have meant something to her, but it was just nice. It was nice to see somebody not leave bitter. And
what I liked about that versus what normally happens with RuPaul lately is they've usually been bringing the celebrity back in the Untucked with everybody's there. So everybody gets the moment, and whoever sucks up the room, they get the most time. This meant something to her personally, and that just went. She had a solo moment with it, so that was really cool.
So that's our show.
Yeah.
We have brought you guys Canada's Drag Race Season 1, Episode 7, Miss Loose Jaw.
Work.
I have been your host, Irish Melly, along with the beautiful Dewanda and that guy.
Wanda's Cho Chang's.
Wand.
Cho Chang's. Harry's little first love interest. Another Ravenclaw.
Oh, I remember her.
Oh, I remember her.
I love this one because I almost got like finger indents. You can hold it. Almost broke it earlier, so I got it.
Oh, we're glad you didn't. All right, you guys, if you haven't already, please go ahead, like this stream, thumbs it up, subscribe if you haven't, hit the bell so you're notified, and share it. Share it with someone you think might want the info. With that being said, we love you. We love you for being here.
Don't forget to engage. Talk. Tell us off. Flip, whatever. Just say something. Hello.
We read all of your comments. We prefer not to be flipped off, but if you feel you must. We'll see you guys in the next one. Good night.